Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another review video where I say words and you listen. It is I, your incredible Bostonian, your protector of the realm, your genius, billionaire, playboy, basic YouTuber philanthropist, SuperCliff. And if you like what you see, /here, hit that like and subscribe button, for every little bit helps in this YouTube world. Thor, issue number 8, is written by Marvel's golden boy, donnycates, with the art drawn by aaronkuder. And this issue begins with some backstory involving the Book of Kings. Check it. Since the dawn of Asgard, there has always been a Book of Kings, written and read solely by the Asgardian kings. For within its infinite pages, you'll find stories regarding the threads of creation, weavings of damnation, tales of life and death, love and power, lightning and war, as well as tales involving that of Ragnarok. But the one thing that each and every single one of these tales has in common is that no matter what transpires within the Marvel Universe, such tales eventually become true. Yet, even if Thor had studied and memorized the Book of Kings, he would find absolutely no mention of the insanity of what is currently transpiring, and that of course being how basic car mechanic Adam Aziz has in some way managed to pick up the hammer of Thor, thereby acquiring the Thunder God's power. Iron Man is trying to calm down the press, but to no avail. So Iron Man basically shuts them all up by activating an EMP blast. But wait, there's more. Because Stark's tech manages to redirect their live feeds to one of his satellites, which is live casting the old Captain America by War Bonds cartoons, which if you haven't seen them, then Christ on a bike, they are so bad. And also the press's ratings will definitely plummet. So yeah, everyone immediately leaves. Iron Man then asks Adam for the hammer, for he's worried that Mjolnir is broken, therefore Stark intends to run tests. But suddenly the God of Thunder makes his thundering entrance. Thor apologizes to Adam for the turmoil that he is given, though Adam doesn't seem to mind, for Adam appears to be starstruck by Thor. Because remember, back in issue 7, we learned that Adam was locked up in prison the last time Thor was in Broxton, Oklahoma. So in a way, it's Adam's second chance to meet Thor. Thor then politely asks Adam for the hammer, and just as Adam is about to do so, Stark zooms by and snatches up the hammer, for Tony is upset with Thor's disturbance. Not to mention that in the previous issue, Thor wrote Stark's number on the hammer. So yeah, Stark is still pretty upset by that. Iron Man demands answers to what is happening. According to Stark, since now it appears that anyone can lift up the hammer, what if someone like, I don't know, Dr. Doom were nearby? For Iron Man cannot take that chance without knowing the full situation. But Thor basically tells Iron Man that he does not answer to him. Thereby, Iron Man suits up to combat Thor, and boom, Iron Man smacks Mjolnir across Thor's face. Now, as cool of a shot that was, holy shit, is Thor upset as we witness the mighty Thor summoning the thunder and a butt-ton of lightning, as Thor reminds Iron Man that he is a god with or without the hammer, and that Iron Man is but a tin man in a lightning storm, and Iron Man gives back the hammer. And as the two heroes hug it out, Iron Man then tells Thor, as he's flying away, that this was sort of a payback for giving away his number, for Stark reveals to Thor that he now has video footage of himself hitting Thor in the face with his own hammer. Afterwards, Thor takes Adam out for some Thor lessons, and oh my god, what a beautiful work of art this is. After Adam and Thor land back down, Adam thanks Thor for their hangout session. After Adam smacks down the hammer, turning himself back to his regular self, two Hammer Bros say their goodbyes, but not before Adam gives Thor some simple advice. Though Adam is not an Avenger, or a superhero of that matter, Adam does know one thing: a machine is a machine. You can fiddle around with them, but the best answer most times is to simply shut it off for a bit, only to turn it back on later. This gives Thor an idea, one he has not simply had in a long time. As we follow Thor entering an old office of sorts, we see Thor smile at an old picture of himself as Dr. Donaldblake. Thor issue number 8 was another great issue to this donnycates Thor epic. Everything was on point. Tony and Thor's banter, showcasing an ongoing joke between the two involving Mjolnir, kind of reminds me of the camaraderie between Gimli and Legolas from the Lord of the Rings films. Seeing Thor giving Adam essentially Thor lessons was really nice. It managed to do a fantastic job highlighting that no matter on what's going on in Thor's life, at the end of the day, he's still a hero, not just to those on Asgard, but to those on Earth as well. And not only does Adam learn something from Thor, but Thor also learns something from Adam as well, highlighting that even though Thor is a god, he isn't perfect. Dude makes mistakes. And it was nice seeing that someone who's so simple, such as Adam, offered Thor simple advice, which makes me excited to see Thor adopting the Donaldblake persona again. I'm definitely interested in seeing how Cates handles that story in a more modern way as opposed to how Thor's Donaldblake was treated back during the 60s. Now, I will say that this issue isn't perfect, because overall, issue 8 doesn't really do anything to push the overarching story forward. It felt more as a side plot story than a continuation with the side plot story elements sprinkled throughout. Therefore, they could have combined issues 7 and 8 into one. saves people time, but I do understand the need for character progression, and also that sense of, hey, just take a breath for a minute. I'm also extremely happy that both Thor and Iron Man didn't end up fighting. God, that would have been such a waste of panels if that were to transpire. I can't deal with heroes fighting heroes anymore. It's kind of getting on my nerves a little bit. But yeah, still down with the series, and I can't wait for issue 9. Thor issue number 8 gets a 7.5 out of 10. Giggity goo.